What's up? What's up? Today's Tuesday. If you're watching this on Facebook, which is Facebook Live, so I guess you are. But if you're watching on YouTube, it's Wednesday because I'm going to post this video on Wednesday after I make some edits. But I'm going to start doing my vlogs on Tuesdays, not Mondays anymore, just because it's working out better for me with the way I have my content planned out for the week. So anyway, just want to talk about a few things. Want to talk about City Fam, what's happening with the organization, what's happening, some of my own personal stuff, talk a little bit about home and why waiting works. So this is my vlog. If you're watching and you don't know, I try to do it weekly just to be consistent and document the journey that I'm on. So we had a Halloween party last Saturday, a couple days ago, and that was City Fam, that is, and really had a great time. I put up a lot of Instagram stories and a lot of pictures, and actually, if you're watching now on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and edit some footage in right now. What's up?
There we are. There we are.
What's up? Yeah. Stay tuned.
Why don't you get candles? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Katie.
Happy birthday to you.
I wanna rock right now. I'm a bass and I came to get down. I'm not internationally known, but I'm known to rock a microphone because I get stupid. I mean outrageous. Stay away from me cause I'm contagious.
Cause I'm the man, no, not a loser. MC is what I tweet. The ladies love me.
I mean, even the ones that never saw me, like the way that I rhyme right now. The reason why, man, I don't know. So let's go, cause hope. Makes you make things go right. Hot stuff, baby, this evening. How do I know this? Hot stuff, baby, tonight. Hot stuff, baby, this evening. Woo!
Oh,
These are nights that we're now. Just standing most our lives, living in the gangster's paradise. Just standing most our lives.
So look, this is so incredible that City Fam does this. If you're not a contributing member of City Fam, if you're not a volunteer, I can't encourage you enough to get associated with this group. It will change your life. I'm honored to be a part of it. I so believe in what City Fam does. If you haven't heard what Rob does, you should totally check it out.
So it was an awesome party. It really was, and I have a pretty good gauge of what good parties are because I've been to lots of them, and I've thrown a lot of them. So anyway, I got some negative pushback, in the weeks leading up to Halloween from some of the people that follow my content. Some of the Christians, I guess, that follow my content, or maybe some of the people that are a little bit more on the religious side, I guess. About not doing a Halloween party, and I don't, what I said before was I don't really have anything against people not celebrating Halloween. If that's what you believe, hey, I support that decision, and I would never want to try to convince someone that they shouldn't believe that, because hey, if that's what you believe, then that's your truth. But for me, Halloween is not anything. It's a costume party, and just as I wouldn't try to convince you to not believe that, or try to convince you to go ahead and attend a Halloween party if that was your belief, I don't want you to try to make me feel like what I'm doing is wrong either, because it really isn't anything, in my opinion. Not again, not trying to convince people otherwise, but to me it's nothing. It's just getting dressed up and hanging out with my friends. It's my way of being relevant, actually. A lot of times what I find is sometimes people they're so heavenly minded that they're no earthly good. They put themselves so far away from the people that actually need the help the most that they never make an impact. And so for me, it's not only is it a way for me to make an impact and be effective, it also provides, it gives me the freedom to enjoy life to the point that this path that I'm on is sustainable. Because I tried, when I first became a Christian, I was super legalistic, and I tried removing myself from all those things. Anywhere that I would potentially make a mistake, I tried to remove myself from those places. And I kind of did that. I sheltered myself for about 6 years, and I just got so burdened with the load that I was carrying, and life was so unenjoyable that I kind of went back inadvertently. I went back to it because I just couldn't do it anymore. I just felt like it was too much, too heavy of a load. And I see that theme pretty consistent in the church world, specifically, where they just load you up with all this extra bullshit, basically, that doesn't mean anything, and people end up rejecting the whole thing because they can't carry it. And instead of being freeing like it's supposed to be, it becomes burdensome, and nobody wants that, right? So I look at it, and I said, it was the same pattern even in Jesus's day, where the religious people would always come to him and criticize him and be like, why didn't you wash your hands? And, why did you heal on the Sabbath? And why are you eating with these people? And blah, 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 all this crap. And the dude was making an impact. He was making the biggest impact. He was probably the most effective person to ever walk the earth. But the religious people with their ritualistic crap, they couldn't see through it, So like, I'm always trying to push against that. You know what I mean? I'm always trying to push against that because there are things that matter, like I've said before, and I'll talk about those things. And those things are a lot harder to do usually than like loving your neighbor. That's a lot harder to do than not going to a Halloween party. And I just find like a lot of times the people that are so loaded up with all this extra bullcrap, they're not even happy themselves, and then they're the ones that are gossiping about people, and worrying about somebody if they say the word shit. I'm like, gossip is a lot, that's unwholesome talk, way more than a cuss word ever was. So I don't know, it's just my personal view on the subject, and I feel like I need to talk about it because I know that there's people out there that feel the same way, because they reach out to me now and they're like, yes, thank you, and I don't know. So I'm making videos about it. I'm going to be posting some videos about, I've made one the other day called Is Cussing a Sin? I'll be posting that in a few weeks. And but other videos too. Obviously I talk a lot about sex because that is an important subject, and that is something that can really jack your life up if you don't do it within the boundaries that I believe are outlined in the Bible. So anyway, that's it. That's all I want to talk about for Halloween. It was a great party. You can check it out. We do it every year, and it was fun. It was maybe our most fun one ever. So last night I had the opportunity to have dinner with Stéphane Labousier. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's authored some books. The big one was called God Where's My Boaz. I had dinner with him last night, and we were talking about doing a one-day workshop, like a relationship workshop, not just for singles, actually for couples and singles. So maybe spring of next year we're talking about, so we'll see. I don't really have a lot of details about it, but he did offer to help promote my book. So he wants to kind of partner to help get Why Waiting Works out there, which is huge because he's got like 1 million followers on Instagram, and I think he has a million plus on Facebook, and he's the real deal. And it's a huge win if he actually comes through and does it. So he offered me, so I'm pretty excited about it. But I'll keep you guys posted about the relationship workshop. So been posting some videos. Actually, I posted the first one yesterday on YouTube. So I developed a small group curriculum for the book, for Why Waiting Works, and I called it The Truth About Sex. So it's a 8-week study where groups that are meeting are able to watch a short video, about a 7 or 8 minute video, and then they're able to ask some questions, some conversation questions based on the book. So I posted the intro video, the first video yesterday on YouTube. So my plan is is to post, there's a total of 7 videos, 6 weekly videos and 1 intro. I'm going to post all 6, 1 a week starting next week. Week 1 will be next week on YouTube, because I really want to pique people's curiosities when they watch these videos and it says, okay, let's break for small group at the end. I know we're going to get more people reach out and want to know how they can start a small group. So the idea is to put these videos out one by one, and then hopefully get a lot of interest and launch. We want to launch about 20 small groups in January of next year. So we have 3 meeting right now. We have Baltimore's meeting. We have, actually, hold on, wait. We have Baltimore, we have Harford County, there's 2. We have New York, we have Houston, we have Newark, Delaware, and I think we have Naples. So actually we have 6 groups that are meeting right now. We're not gonna let any more start because it's already kind of like we're juggling just to kind of keep up with what everybody's doing. But a couple of them have already had their first social event. So there's a social event component and there's a service event component during the 8 weeks too. So it's very much like a City Fam. It's basically how we started. So our goal is to get them through, those 6 groups through, and then hopefully we'll launch about 20 more in January of next year. So we already have like the Houston, one of the ladies that are heading up the Houston group is coming here in 2 weeks to Baltimore. She wants to meet everybody, super excited to come. We actually went to New York a couple weekends ago and visited them. So it's exciting. It's like really, the start of something. I believe it's the start of a movement that's going to spread to potentially the entire world. So, just kind of working on it every day. There's lots of moving parts with all of it, and I'm loving it though. I'm really excited about it all, to be honest. My financial situation is starting to improve. I think I've sold about a little over 500 books, Why Waiting Works books. I'm waiting for a check from Amazon for almost $1,000. I haven't gotten one yet. That'll be the first one. And I think I'm waiting for a check from YouTube for about $100. I think and I haven't gotten one from them yet either. This will be the first one. But I think I'm going to be averaging about $100 a month from YouTube, which is cool because I'm really starting to get into my sweet spot, doing what I love. I was thinking about it before I made the video. I was like, when I left promoting and I got legit, not that promoting wasn't legit, but it was just killing me. It was a huge struggle because, that's all I did for the last, 5 or 6 years. So when I started the marketing business, it was a big struggle to kind of get that going and even keep it going. So now that I'm making another transition where I'm going from being legit to not just being legit, but doing something that I actually love, that I'm passionate about, which is awesome because, there's a saying that goes, a man that loves his job never works a day. So I really love creating content. I love, talking about things of substance, things that matter, and finding people that are out there that are like me, that are struggling. They're suffering because they don't have community, and they, maybe they're trying to get out of a reckless lifestyle, or maybe they're going to church and they're just like, man, I don't feel like these people are like me. But there's a lot of people out there actually we're finding, and we're bringing them together, and we're connecting them with each other, and we're giving them tools for the journey. So it's really cool. It's really exciting, and I couldn't be happier about it. I mean, it's clearly something supernatural going on because we get messages from people all over the world, like consistently every week we get messages. I got a message from somebody in Kenya today. Just people that are finding us on YouTube and other platforms that want to be part of it. So we're going to keep doing what we're doing. And so what else is coming up? My birthday is in 2 weeks. Don't know what's going on for that, but I'm sure I'll be doing something. I think I'm going to be celebrating it on the Saturday, the 17th. I went ahead and put up a post on Facebook the other day. I'm doing a fundraiser for City Fam where I'm not wanting any gifts for myself. Not that a lot of people probably out there aren't going to buy me a gift anyway, but if you were thinking about buying me a gift, I would rather you just make a donation to City Fam because, we just got to keep fueling the tank. We're actually in a better situation now than we've ever been in financially. We had somebody give us a $10,000 donation last month, which is, twice as big as any donation we've ever received in the 4 years that we've existed. So that money is pretty much just sitting in the bank. We had some money left over just from like membership and even from the home campaign that's there. So we have, I don't know, we're in a decent place. But we just hired a marketing person that's working part-time. Ginny, our director of operations, is working 4 days a week, so that takes up some money, but it's good. We actually got our financials up. If anybody's watching this and you want to know where the money goes, you can go to cityfam.com, and at the bottom there's a financials button, so it shows you the financials for 2017 and 2016. You can see everything, and it's not a lot of money, but you can see where it all went, which is cool. And what else? So home. I've gotten some questions about home recently, just to kind of fill you guys in with what's been happening there. So I've not given up on home. Obviously, well, hopefully you guys would know that it's been an idea for 16 years that I've held on to, that specific location, that specific building. And right now I'm working on the business plan. I've been coming in early in the morning, a couple mornings a week, and working on the business plan. So we had a business plan, but it wasn't great. I didn't really have time to flesh it out the way that I want it. So now I'm working on it. I'm getting everything that's in my head on the paper. I'm at the point now where I really need to do the breakdown of the finances, like an analysis of like the break evens and some realistic projections, which I honestly don't know how to do. I'm hoping that I can link up with somebody that's got some experience putting together business plans and really put together some realistic figures, because I've never done that before. So if anyone was watching this and you have experience in that area, I would love to talk to you. But for the most part, I got a couple of the purveyors on board. I need 4 purveyors. I'm still looking for a food purveyor, somebody that would actually do the food out of the building, and I'm looking for someone that would do the alcohol out of the building. So, but I want somebody that runs a successful business already in the area, that knows it, to operate it. And it's a pretty sweet deal for the right person, because basically I'm going to be bringing in the customers, which is usually the biggest challenge for any business, is bringing in the customers. So I'm going to be the guy that does that, that's out, sharing the why of CityFam and selling memberships, and speaking in places where I think the customers will come from that are going to want a place like this. So that's what I'll do. But we are looking for some purveyors, and so yes. Anyway, I'm rambling. Working on the business plan, getting that fleshed out. Hopefully it'll be done in the next, week or so. And then at that point, I'm really just kind of just trying to be led by the Spirit, to be honest, like to see when I should go re-engage with the building owners, because it's still sitting empty. For me, I'm a little scared. If they were to tell me, if he was to call me today and say, "Hey Rob, we agree to all your terms, you can move into, start renovating tomorrow," that would really scare the shit out of me, because I don't know that we're ready. Like, CityFam is still got some work that needs to be done to it. We're still sloppy in some areas, some things that we haven't put in place. So I'm working as hard as I can on that, like trying to figure that out. We're having strategic planning meetings every Thursday, but also I'm working on the business plan so that when God does open that door for home, that we're ready. So that's just kind of where we're at with all that. But yeah, home is still alive. I'm hoping that early next year, probably realistically, that we can get in there. But I just want to thank everybody, because we've had a lot of people that are continuing to be members, that they're giving, $10, $25 a month to CityFam, and, home isn't open, and I don't know when it's gonna, and they just are giving because they believe in us. So I want to thank you all for, your patience. Honestly, things like that, that's like the biggest reason that I won't take a paycheck from CityFam, is because I feel obligated to those people. Like, I want to sacrifice, and I want to do everything. I want to grind and, do whatever I can to make this thing work. But just so you guys don't know, I don't get paid, because there's people that are also volunteering for the organization, and people that are just believing in us and giving us money. And I just wouldn't feel right personally about taking a paycheck. So one day I will, though. One day I will, from home, not from CityFam. That's the plan. Once home opens, I'll get paid, because I can't live the way I'm living right now forever. So that's it. I think that's pretty much everything. We're having a call about Israel tonight. So I'm going to Israel with Epic in February of next year. It's probably going to be somewhere about around 25, 30 people going over there, and really going to be the trip of a lifetime. You get to see all the sites, everything, I don't know if you've read the Bible, but if you have, all the sites that are mentioned, Jesus' home, where he was buried, Peter's house, the Sea of Galilee, you can get baptized in the Jordan, like all these places. It's like a 10-day trip. It is a little pricey. It's like $3,000, $3,500, I think. So I'm planning to use some of what I make on New Year's to pay for that trip. Full disclosure. But if you're interested, you've always wanted to do a trip, it's going to be a great group. The people at Epic are mad cool. They're, really good people, the best. So anyway, it'll be tonight at 8 o'clock. So if you want more information about that, I'll post the link in the comments here. You can jump on. Actually, I'll be on the call leading it and tell you guys more about what to expect on the trip and how you can be part of it if you want to go. So that's it. Talk to you guys later. See you.